Hi, I'm Melanie Spanswick. This is the first video to accompany Book 3 of my piano refresher course, Play It Again, published by Schott Music. In this video, we'll examine circular and lateral wrist movement. The technique section at the beginning of Books 1 and 2 focus on creating a circular wrist motion technique with a view to developing a relaxed, flexible wrist movement, which is so important in piano playing. To create a relaxed circular or rotational wrist motion, as it's sometimes known, the following simple exercise can be helpful. As each minim is played, relax the wrist between notes whilst keeping each note depressed and aim to let go of any tension in the wrist, hand and arm. It's helpful to drop the arm and wrist after the notes are played to encourage them to feel loose and comfortable. Therefore, it's important to pay attention to how they feel. It may be necessary to hold the finger or thumb in place with your other hand at first to avoid slipping off the key. And so on. And then apply a circular wrist movement. When moving from note to note, keep the fingers firm and aim to play to the bottom of the key with a full sound. My movements are exaggerated for practice purposes. The wrist and arm must be completely relaxed as you do this, so it's a good idea to pay attention to how they feel as and when you move. The most crucial element here is alleviating any sense of locking up or stiffness. Moving on to lateral wrist motion, this is when the wrist moves sideways, helping fingers reach and play notes with accuracy. For this technique to feel comfortable, the muscles and tendons inside the wrist and hand should again feel completely loose and relaxed, with the fingers remaining firm. Both techniques can be used effectively in Rachmaninoff's Prelude in G-sharp minor, which features in Play It Again Book 3. Let's look at the opening two bars. If you choose my suggested fingering here, the third and fifth finger should ideally be strong and active, and the thumb fairly light. A strong third finger acts as a pivot for the thumb and fifth finger. Ensure the third and fifth finger really connect with the key when practicing, and I find it helpful to play on the tips here. The following example may further the development of firm fingers necessary in this passage. Try to aim to move the wrist frequently to aid tension release. Now let's play this passage slowly, using lateral wrist motion. Keep the wrist relaxed and the arm and elbow light. Again, I'm exaggerating the movement for practice purposes. Finally, for more control over the sound, rhythm and fingerwork, adding a slight circular wrist motion into the mix can also be helpful, particularly for the third and fifth finger, which might benefit from the support of the arm and the wrist. But when speed is added, movements are smaller and often unnoticeable, but they will still be present, assisting flexibility.